What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about a specific subject that I want to mention. One, I'm not anti-religious, I just don't like religion being weaponized. Two, I'm tired of adults thinking that they're right just because they're adults. Three, a lot of these adults are incredibly ignorant and are in their, late or early 30s usually, down all the way to their later 70s. Four, a lot of these people are Republicans, but because they're Republicans, apparently it's just the Republican way to, ignore all the truth. No, that's not the truth. That's just my anger about it. So let me go ahead and explain why all of these things I believe. So one, time and time again, religious people are proven to do good things. But in between these good things, the terrible people that have control over the religious people are using them as tools to be able to get whatever the terrible people want. For example, anti-gay bills and stuff like that. For any of you Republicans who see this video, or anybody who is not, agreeing of what I say, I want you to realize that I'm not entirely against religious people. And I know I'm saying this incredibly fast. That's because I've been really thinking about my wording in the last videos, and just in general, not really the best. So I'm working on that. You can tell. But I digress. Basically, what I really care about is any political party in general that actually tries to help their civilians. You know who doesn't do that? Democrats, Republicans. You know what they do? Well, Republicans are usually the ones that have pedophiles and stuff like that, and racist people and white supremacists. And do you want to know why? Because the Republicans are usually unintelligent. Unfortunately, that is the blunt truth of the situation. There is no nice way to put it. So it's going to come off like me being an entire dick, even though I'm literally reading off numbers. But basically, what's actually happening is most Republicans are unintelligent. I'm not going to say a specific number so people don't fucking freak the shit out, because I've seen some crazy stuff. But basically, in between these unintelligent Republicans, you have really intelligent Republicans, but these really intelligent ones move on to businesses, and those lesser intelligent ones see them as a better version of themselves, even though they're not intelligent enough to reach those levels. At least they think so. So, basically, these more richer ones have even richer ones above them, and those richer ones usually are in their politics. And these guys are the white supremacists and the racist pedophiles and the assholes and the human traffickers, like Donald Trump and Boris Johnson and Jeffrey Epstein and Matt Gaetz. I could keep going on with names. I wouldn't be surprised if Rudy Giuliani honestly got into that shit. Well, that kind of rhymed. But, goddamn. That's the thing. The simple fact that you Republicans don't understand that for the Democratic Party, it's not a surprise that this is happening, which is part of the reason why they don't either say shit about it, or, say shit about it because they're too much pussies to actually say anything about a world problem, and when they do, they freak out like the world's about to get them. Dude, you do realize 67% of the world agrees with you, right? Let me facepalm incredibly loudly. Seriously, just why? I'm sorry, but I already know the answer. But seriously, ask yourselves why. And then instead of getting angry that I'm quote-unquote lying to you, prove to me that I'm lying to you. Fucking do it. Prove to me 1,000,000,000%. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, fucking do it. I know I'm getting annoying at this point, but seriously, the lack of no information that the Republicans have is not surprising, but it's literally jaw-dropping. Every time I ask you guys go, well, I'm not sure if I can answer that. Yeah, so why the fuck are you talking like you know that it's true? Why the fuck are you talking like the shit you believe in is true? It doesn't matter that you're a conservative Christian and you're 42 years old. You can be wrong. It doesn't matter that you're a conservative Christian that's 22 years old. You can be wrong. It doesn't matter who you are. Even Jews can be wrong. Even Muslims can be wrong. Even Buddhists can be wrong. It doesn't fucking matter who you are. Everybody on this planet can be wrong. We need to stop treating religious popes and stuff like they're godly. Businessmen like they're godly. They're not. If there is a God existent or any gods existent, why would they want us to praise everybody else above us? We are the best we can be. So let's do ourselves better because we're the only ones in control of that, right? Yes. So start doing it. It shouldn't be that hard to ask. But you guys, well, realistically, you don't see this video. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it the same way I do. It's more aggressive, obviously, but I digress. To a different topic for a few minutes later. So basically, like, one of the things that I'm wanting to continue with is... Usually, the Republicans fail when it comes down to ignorance or just accepting that they're wrong. Democrats fail on actually wanting to get things done, or even accepting that something that's happening is even a problem. Those are the two main things that they have. So with that combined, you need to realize that most of the world isn't going to say shit against you Republicans because you guys like to go around and literally beat us to death over it. But we also need to realize, as the, more Democratic leaning party, even though I'm not a Democrat, you guys like to call me it anyway, a lot of these Democrats could actually do something. Go buy your AR-15s. Pull a Kyle Rittenhouse. The next time you see a Trump party, light them up. No, I'm kidding. Don't fucking do that. Don't actually take that seriously. That's like telling a school shooter to go do a school shooting. That's fucking horrible. But the point being that you guys would get pissed off and see that as a direct assault, but you wouldn't realize that most likely all the Democrats would have done is stood there with their unloaded AR-15s and M16s and other kinds of rifles, and they would have had them unloaded, not even a single fucking round in the chamber, obviously marching, and you guys would have been like, oh my god, we're going to get assaulted, and take out your guns and start shooting, which would cause you guys to die because unfortunately for you guys are too dumb to shoot down range accurately. Most of your eyeballs don't even fucking function. You guys are like, I'm going to kick the ass of a little teenager. Okay, go ahead and swing on me. I'm going to break your fucking neck. Harder than Busta Rhymes can do so. And I mean it. I will fucking snap that shit in half, and if I have to rip out your esophagus too, I will. Genocidal, but point is, it's fucking irritating. It's so irritating that it's almost justifiable to kill them. Because they're literally ruining the only 50 years we have left to live. That's one entire generation worth of a life cycle, and most of our friends and family members and shit like that are gonna die because the Republican-type parties around the world, or the communists and the fascists and all that white supremacy and stuff like that, those are the main problems of the world that are causing us to have these global warming issues because they want to keep running on oil and etc., etc. But because they want all the bad things and they don't care about anybody, genocide is literally justified against them because all they're trying to do is hurt people for their own personal profit. And again, how much more do I have to list off about what they're doing before people start to realize that, yeah, wait, no, actually, that sucks. That's right, but that's why it sucks, because you shouldn't be able to justify genocide. You shouldn't be able to. But you can when you look at those fascists. A lot of those people that you see supporting the party, you need to keep in mind that they're dumb. They're not deciding that because they are pretending like they care. A lot of them genuinely believe that all these things that Trump are doing is actually good and he's actually trying to care for people. And you stupid and ignorant Democrats too really need to keep that in mind. You guys are definitely part of the problem. And this goes throughout the entire world. But the entire world looks at America. Not to the best of looks anymore at all. Never really have been. I mean, Korea thinks that we killed and cannibalized their babies, so yeah, there's that going for us with them. God damn, like, how much more stories do you guys have to hear before you Republicans actually realize, and Democrats definitely, it's just, yeah, definitely have an anger bias, but that's okay. Basically what ends up happening is just the same thing over and over and over again. Republicans cause the problems while failing to realize that, at least the people failing to realize that the real rich people in their their belief system is not actually caring for them at all. And same thing with Democrats, except Democrats acknowledge it but don't do anything about it. They sit there and they go, my vote's not going to matter. Whatever, I can just, let it happen. They see a black person being beat up by a shit ton of cops in the street. They don't do anything about it. Okay, all I can do is record. You know what I would do? Even if I take a couple bullet holes myself, I'm taking out a Glock 18 and I'm popping off heads. You don't beat up an innocent teenager. Yeah, he was a drunk driver. DUI, man. That's a rehab situation. Even if he got into a severe 1050. But the video that I saw, a lot of the videos that I see, one of them in particular, I don't remember where this is happening. I think it was in Texas, but it rolls in my eyes. Basically what happened is a teenager stole a car and he drove very fast away from the police officers and he hit a traffic light, but he was also under DUI. You know what the officers did? Dragged him out of the car and started beating the shit out of him, stomping on his already half lifeless body while putting him in cuffs, probably fracturing his arm based on the way that they did it, and still continuously beat their body while the other cops around them are just laying on their backs and chilling out and talking. Woo, that was fun, guys. Nice rap. Oh, fuck you, teenager. Bro, the kid was 16. 6 fucking. And you're treating him like he's a 35-year-old serial killer. Fuck off, or I'm going to put a cap in your ass. I don't give a fuck what people say anymore, because the truth will always hurt. And I'm very blunt when it comes down to the truth. I'm a dick about it. I know. But it pisses me off, because I kind of have to be. Otherwise, people won't accept or even acknowledge what I'm saying could be true. And the people that see me as just being a dick because I want to lie and stuff like that and have malicious intent, yeah, I'm talking about genocide, and yeah, I'm saying that it's possible to justify genocide against you guys, but I'm warning you that somebody else, maybe not even me, most likely not even me, will actually get into politics and wipe you guys the fuck out. And they won't understand as well as I do what's actually going on at all. Not at all. As I just said as well, I know a lot of you Republicans don't even realize that the political leaders that you genuinely believe are doing good things are actually fucking pedophiles and human traffickers and drug traffickers and, sex traffickers and, I literally can fucking go on. I hate to say it. And Democrats, 35% of them usually are that. And that's rare. You know what you see from Democrats? 62% of them being that. Or Republicans, sorry. Why did I say Democrats twice in a row? That just fucked up the numbers. But the point being, slurp. That's the point. No, the point being is, it's not only getting annoying, it's sad. Obviously. Again, there is now a justifiable reason to wipe out the Republican Party's leaders in a kill squad. And I hate to fucking say it. I know how bad it is. It's just the issue of the justified reason. Most of them don't care. They cause most of the problems. And again, the Democrats that are causing the problems too would be in that same squad and they would die too. It's not just you Republicans. You need to stop acting like it's just you. No, Democrats have it too. Except the ones that are in our politics are more intelligent about it, especially the very few percentile. They're controlling your Republicans, by the way. So yeah, arguably, Democrats are scarier. But also, a lot of them have mental problems because of you guys. You do realize that, right? Oh, wait, no. You don't even believe psychological health problems can exist, which also, again, justifies genocide. Because you guys are already literally you guys are already committing genocide against the parents and the mothers and the families of Hispanic people trying to put their kids across the border, and even some of the kids. You also are getting gays, lesbians, trans, and bisexuals and queers to all literally hang themselves, shoot themselves, cut themselves open to the point where they bleed to death because they believe that you guys are out there to kill them. You understand that, right? Again, no you don't. You'll say, yeah, I believe that's a problem, but I think it's the Republicans. And that's my point. You don't fucking understand it. You don't see yourself ever possibly being the reason why problems are created. You're that ignorant, which justifies genocide because, again, you are not just harming yourself, you are harming hundreds of people around you. Thousands of people around you, even from something as simple as a phrase on the internet. It's so stupid, I know. But sometimes, even in a free country, keeping your fucking mouth shut is the wisest thing to do. But in this situation, where you're the only one who acknowledges that, but has to be contradictive, because, you're kind of a reporter about these things, I kind of have to be contradictive. Yeah, I have to warn you guys that it's going to bite you in the ass, while also being the same fucking dick that you guys don't see yourselves as being. I am doing hardcore satire, but it's also real anger. Because it's not just, fuck, seriously, there's a reason to kill my grandparents who haven't even done anything? How? Then I ask myself how and find the answers for why, and it's depressing. Yeah, sure, they may not have done it, but the Democrats that really do believe kind of the same thing that I do, but freak the fuck out about it much worse and don't understand much about it, it's because they're also uneducated. Because their same leaders don't care enough for mental health care, physical health care, education in general. They don't give a living fuck. So let me move on to the Democrats' problems and those very few ones that would have genocide against them. There's not a lot of them, but knowing that there's at least 35% of the Democrats that are being horrible fucking people, and a good portion of them in our politics too, just less of them because we try to keep them out. We try to, at least. We say that. I mean, we usually do convict them, but it's kind of a touchy line to talk about, man. But seriously, that's the thing. It shouldn't be. Our politics should not be banked on genocide. It shouldn't be a common thing to say, oh, there goes the Republicans, there they do it again. Oh, there goes the Democrats, they're doing it again too. Oh no, I'm gonna die. And then actually start cutting yourself because you're actually depressed. Nobody should. And again, I'm already going down that route myself. You think that I'm fucking kidding? I've got these cuts on my leg and they're new. They're pretty fucking new. A couple weeks ago. And I'm warning you guys that, yeah, I'm going through some mental shit too, which is part of the reason why I'm such a severe advocate for it. Because nobody cares. Literally nobody. I'm tired of hearing that, oh, mental health needs to be cared for, and then immediately go, the Republicans, or the Democrats. Shut the fuck up. And listen, for once in your life, your obligation and belief to say everything on everything is just ridiculous. And I know that's contradicted because I'm doing it. But I actually have to. Because again, I've got my evidence. But most people don't even know how to look for it. They don't understand where to even begin. So I want to be that guiding light. I don't have a PC or anything, so I can't do fancy editing like everybody else does. But I also feel like doing this keeps my videos more genuine so you guys actually see a pure reaction. Yeah? Am I being genocidal and like freaking out a little bit? Yeah? Kinda. But it's fine. Because at the end of the day, I am getting off my emotions off of my chest, but also letting you guys know that there's an entire other side of the world most people aren't really seeing. And the reason why we're not seeing it is because we haven't fully woken up. If you're British, your government doesn't care. Neither do your politicians. If you're American, your politicians and government don't give a shit. You're Canadian, your politicians and government don't give a shit. You're Mexican, your politicians and governments don't give a shit. You're Brazilian, again, I can go on and on and on. Basically, the entire world's politics, the entire world's government systems, don't give a fucking shit. They're using us as tools. So let's stop saying mine is better than yours. Let's stop saying I can never be wrong, when in reality, basically the entire planet was wrong. However, again, I would much rather be contradictive than incorrect. Which is why usually the information that you see me talk about isn't usually incorrect. It does happen sometimes, and I will go back and admit to it. I'll say, fuck, okay, well, this wasn't true. It turns out this was fake, and I, fall for it. I'll let you know. I'm genuine like that, because that's like the only fucking reaction I could actually give. Good grief. The fact that I have to explain that's fucking depressing, but I digress. It's one of those things where you know you're smart enough, but the perception everybody else is going to have on you is going to be, oh, that's just a dick. That guy doesn't give a fuck. He's nihilistic. He doesn't give a shit. No, I do care. I actually do genuinely care. But the reason why I'm such a prick about this specific scenario is because it is a scenario that has been stabbing me and everybody else in the world in the back since its beginning, actually. Since the, early 40s. And I'm not kidding about that. That's when basically everything started. From one country to another, when they realized that people could actually be used as objects and not tools without people realizing it. That's why so many minimal wage workers and stuff like that are starting to quit their jobs. Because Karen, I'm sorry, but just because you want food immediately doesn't mean you're going to be able to get it because I'm the one who has to fucking fry it. Like, goddamn. Part of the reason why I don't want to get a job is because of that shit, so I might as well just spread true information as a reporter. I mean, fuck it. If I have to go to Ukraine and literally see bombs explode for you guys to realize that I'm being genuine about the shit I'm talking about, then I will fucking probably get shrapnel stuck in my throat doing so. I'm not kidding. I'm actually not kidding. Just give me the opportunity to go and I will fucking go. But again, I don't want people to think that I am just trying to kill everybody. No. But I do want people to realize that when somebody is crazy enough and going through a mental break and multiple different disorders at the same time, and people are realizing that the only people who control our politics and control all of us collectively are terrible and are profiting off of our debts, our lives, our angry, our arguments, our beating on each other, our homicides, our suicides. They're banking on all of that for personal profit. That's not even an over exaggeration. There's way too much evidence that proves it all for every country. But definitely America. Oh, definitely America and fascism are very close to one another. Very, very, very fucking close. And I know that if reincarnation is real, which I will not force the belief because I believe that is contradictory to my own beliefs. And that's something I won't go over. Well, I mean, I won't go over that bar. But basically, I believe that I was a Nazi during World War II. I believe that I started off as an animal, which was a little fox, died by a farmer trying to get into a chicken coop, just a short end of the story. Went into World War I, fought against France. No, it was France or Britain. I think it might have been actually both, because I do think that it was a British fort. Yeah, Fort Dumont. No, I think that's the French fort. I can't remember at the moment. I need to redo my history, but basically, I was on Fort Dumont. I was one of the line infantry. I had a rifle on me. Every time my commander blew his whistle, I would stand up. All my crew would stand up. We would fire. He blew his whistle to get the bayonets on, so we got our bayonets on. We charged directly into the doors because our artillery was basically ripping apart the entire fort. So we moved in the front gates, and as soon as we got into that like pentagon shape where it starts to go kind of bend inwards towards the shape, towards the middle of the shape, there's a little gateway. We went through that gateway and we all pushed. We had to use our bayonets to stab some people. We were being fired upon like repetitively, and then they started charging. So we ran into the bunker and we had to hold off with grenades. And as soon as like me personally in that specific scenario died from a grenade fight, tossing a grenade down the hallway, which bounced off of a crate and landed in the room that I jumped into, expecting it to give me cover, which was just an ammunition room, which means when the grenade exploded, ammo went off and I definitely died. World War II, Panzer IV F2 tanker that was also in a Panzer IIIJ. Yeah, I was only 18 most of the time that I lived throughout this, and even my animals years, I believe. I think I was at least like 25 in animal years, but still. Point is, I lived my entire, World War II, fighting against Jews. Literally, I was an SS commander. I was an SS tank commander, I think. Not commander, but I was one of the gunners inside of the vehicle, and I had the lightning. I had the double lightning strikes. Definitely. I would look down and I would look at it and I would grasp it sometimes, and I remember would think to myself, this is not, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just told to do it and I'm listening. That was the only thing that went through my head most of the time. But I had an epic tank fight against the British in the North African campaign, and I'm pretty sure this was the very end of it because, again, Panzer IV F2. But basically, drove around, my driver did. We got shot repetitively. We found the targets. We fired upon the targets. I was the one gunning, so I aimed the gun. My friend loaded in the shells, and I picked them up and sent them up to him so we can at least reload quicker, which actually made our processing 3.2 seconds. I would say 3.8, but I think my commander kept on saying 3.5 second reload, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But basically, what would end up happening is every single time that we got hit, my driver would slightly angle the tank so he would at least be able to know how to bounce his shells, because I think he understood a little bit about how to do that. My driver's co-gunner died, so it's just me, the coaxial gunner, the gun loader, and the commander, and the actual gun of the vehicle. The coaxial gunner is the same thing as the actual gunner. Facepalm. But basically, We were sitting inside of the tank. I kept on losing crew members. I took the steering wheel of the vehicle, pulled backwards up the hill that I was at, and of course I was at a terrible angle, so I was taking shots. Luckily, my transmission didn't blow out, even though I was being shot by, I think, early M4A1 Shermans, and there was a couple of Cromwells. There was an M3 Lee. No, there's a couple of M3 Lees, actually. And no, there was one Cromwell. And there was specifically I think there was a Canadian division. Because I remember seeing a Canadian flag on one of the Shermans, but I digress. But the point is, I've lived through most of my life in war. And I'm not going to force these beliefs on people. Because again, in the end of the day, I could sound fucking batshit crazy to everybody around. So I'm going to accept that, and instead of just ripping on people for not agreeing with me, I'm going to turn around and say, okay, you don't have to believe me. That's fine. This is not something I even 100% am sure even is real. But if it did happen, that is one fucked up lifetime of events. But that's my point. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. But am I going to go around to every religious person in the entire world and say, hey, you can't be Christian, hey, you can't be Mormon, hey, you can't be Catholic? No. But I am going to tell you when when people are weaponizing your religion. I'm going to warn you that people are there to hurt you and they don't care for you. Because I care for you. And seeing other people not care for you and only want to use you as a tool hurts me. So, yeah. It's kind of where I'm at. This is a decently long video. Hopefully people enjoy this one. Share it if you want. I don't really care. Say what you want about it. People will actually see what's inside of the contents of the video. And yeah, maybe some popular YouTuber would make a video on me and be like, dude, so this gay furry is really, like, real fucking weird. And he's very genocidal. I mean, yeah, but you also need to keep in mind what I just said and the reasons why I keep bringing up the genocide, because I'd never fully explained it, which I have a problem with doing. I'll get angry, realize something is happening, make a video, and then realize that, yeah, okay, this video does explain a lot of what I'm talking about, but it doesn't do the best, but I'll send it anyway. No, I need to stop doing that. So there will be a drastic change in my content. I'm not going to 100% do political, but political videos are going to start being a little more common, and they're going to start becoming less aggressive as time goes on and more people realize what I'm actually about. But it's just going to take some time. So the other thing is, the Minecraft series is going to be uploaded again. I've just been doing stuff on other accounts, and I've been just taking a break mentally because, my dog just died and everything, and I've been having to go through a lot of psychological pain thinking about everything. And, just having to go through my life without that. My physical pain finally stopped within my gut. I don't know what the fuck happened, but, I laid on my stomach and slept on my stomach for one night, and I think my intestines, kind of rearranged themselves into the correct position. They're not as knotted anymore. But the knot location is closer towards, I know this sounds weird, but the very, early beginnings of my small intestine. It's kind of right around there, and it feels like it's wrapped around my large intestine. But it doesn't hurt as bad anymore, so I think I'm okay. I still really, really, really want an x-ray. But, yeah, the point is just, that's basically it. I didn't really get a chance yet to fully explain it because I didn't really know how, so yeah, there's all that. But hopefully what you guys can take away from this video is I'm not as genocidal and as much of a dick as I actually act like I am, but I do have a reason for acting like a dick, and I feel like sometimes it's necessary, although those occasions that I did previously I don't think were very necessary. However, at least you guys can understand my frustration, knowing that I'm intelligent enough to fix the world's problems, but also I'm very pissed off and have my own issues and can't really do anything until it's probably too late is another thing. So, yeah. I'm going to do the best with what I've got. And hopefully you guys get a chance to do so as well. Love you all. Thank you for listening. Seriously, thank you. Because I know a lot of these kind of start just shitposting rant videos. But, in the end of the day, hope you all guys, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Let me know the reason why in the comment sections below. And hopefully instead of, just being angry, K-Dog, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, just kind of realize that I'm not about the stuff that people say. It's not... You kind of have to talk to me for a while to actually understand how I stand on this point, and I'm just hoping this video actually does it. It's more passive than you guys see the satire being. But yeah, love you all. and may you find peace in the domain.